Good morning, children. Welcome to online classes DU1 Algonda. My name is K. Narasimhachari, Physical Science School Assistant, LPHS, Pulimamadi. Today, we discuss about human eye, colorful world, the lesson in 10th class Physical Science. It is the 5th lesson we are discussing today. Children, you have learned refraction of light through lenses in the last class. Also, nature, size, position of an object at various distances of object in the last class. We also learned in last year, that is in 9th class biological sciences, about the structure of human eye. And you know that human eye works on the principle of sensation of vision. Human eye has a lens in it, and lens is a responsible thing to form image of an object at various distances of object in front of eye. Now we get some doubts in our mind that how images are formed on the retina and what is the work or principle of lens that show the images on the retina. And we also have some doubts in our mind that how the lens show the distance, show the images of distances at various distances of object, and are we able to see all the objects in front of our eyes are clear, and what is the reason for showing the images on the retina even though the object is at various distances. We learned in the last class that object distance and focal length determine nature, position and size of image of an object at various distances. So, to understand or to get clarified all these doubts, we must learn the structure of human eye and the working principle of lens in the human eye. To get answers for all these questions, we do some activities that enable us to know the answers for those questions. Among all, we first do one activity to understand the structure of human eye. Children, you take a textbook and hold it in your hands, then open the text and keep the book in front of your eyes. After placing the textbook in front of your eyes, you move the book closer to your eyes and try to read the printed lines in the textbook. On taking the textbook very close to your eyes, it is difficult to see the printed lines from the textbook, and your eyes take more strain and do not show the printed lines clearly. That is, you see the printed lines on the textbook blurred. Now, move the textbook away from your eyes to a distance from your eyes such that the printed lines on the textbook appear to your eyes very clear. Once you notice the printed lines clearly to your eyes, you stop the movement of book and ask your friend to measure the distance from textbook to your eyes. And remember, the distance must be recorded on the notebook. Similarly, you ask your other friends to do this activity several times. After recording all these values in a notebook, ask your friend to find the average of all these values. And you wonder that the average of all these values gives a value equal to 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters. So that we understand 25 centimeters is the distance at which an object must be placed in front of our eyes so as to see the image of object comfortably and distinctly. That is why we call this distance as distance of distinct vision. 25 centimeters is called distance of distinct vision. So, to view an object clearly, the object must be kept at 25 centimeters from our eyes, and this distance varies from person to person depending on age. For example, in the case of young people, say below 10 years, this value reduced to 7 to 8 centimeters only. See, the number 25 is reduced to 7 to 8 centimeters because the muscles around the eye to the young people is strong and can bear the strain to view objects at short distances. Whereas in the case of old people, this value, that is distance of distinct vision value, increases up to 2 meters sometimes because the muscles around the eye of the old people does not ready to take more strain. That is why it varies or it increases. So, from this activity, we understand that there is a fixed distance of distinct vision, even though it varies from person to person to depending on the age. Right. Now, there is some doubt arise in our mind after hearing this activity. What that is? Are we able to see top and bottom of every object placed in front of our eyes, irrespective of its shape? That is, if any object kept in front of our eyes, even at the least distance of distinct vision, are we able to see the top and bottom of that object? Really, it's a doubt. So, to get clarified this doubt again, we will go for another activity. That is, in every school, we definitely have a retard stand. In case it is not available in your laboratory, you prepare a stand taking wooden pieces. Do you see the stand? It is like a retard stand. I prepared myself this stand instead of taking a retard stand in the laboratory. And again, you go to cloth shops, or take PVC pipes that are used in electrical devices or electrical appliances in the houses. I took rolls used in the cloth shops. You also take some rolls that are used in the cloth shops to cover the clothes and cut those rolls into pieces, into different pieces like this, 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 35 centimeters, 40 centimeters and 50 centimeters. I prepared these pipes of different lengths using the rolls available in cloth showrooms. Now, I first take 20 centimeters rod and place it at some distance on the horizontal rod of the stand. Now, I place my head near the horizontal rod at vertical rod of the stand and try to view the top and bottom of the object placed at some distance on the horizontal rod. Now, I am able to see the top and bottom of the rod clearly. It is a rod of length 20 centimeters and I could see top and bottom of it, placing my head near the horizontal rod. Now, I change this 20 centimeter rod and place $30 centimeters rod. See, while placing and while observing top and bottom of this rod, you may get some difficulty in viewing top and bottom of it depending on your age. If your age does not permit or your eyes could not see clearly, you are allowed to move this rod forward and backward. Actually, I placed these rods at 25 centimeters distance from our eye. In case you are not able to see top and bottom of it clearly, you can move it something away from the eye. Because from the last activity, we have learned that least distance of distinct vision varies from person to person depending on age. Based on that factor, we need to move it forward and backward. Most probably forward, then you fix it at the place where you can see the object clearly. So after placing 30 centimeters rod to the horizontal rod, now you try to see top and bottom of it again. Later, you place 40 centimeter rod at the place and try to see again top and bottom of it. Next, we change this rod to place another rod of length 50 centimeters and place it to the horizontal rod to view its top and bottom of it. See, I face difficulty to see top and bottom of it in the case of 50 centimeter rod as well as 40 centimeter rod. Let us draw a corresponding diagram of this experiment on the blackboard. See children, suppose you are viewing from this position and the diagram related to the activity shows this is a rod CD, another rod AB, next rod A dash, B dash, E and F are the points where these lines are cutting. Now, from the experiment, I have taken the diagram and now I explain the results that are observed in the activity. See, while seeing the object from this location, you can see endpoints C and D of the object CD very clearly. Also, endpoints A and B of the object AB also clearly. Now, coming to the rod A dash B dash, you can see endpoints E and F of the object A dash B dash only. You can see only E and F, but not A dash B dash of the rod A dash B dash. So clearly, we face some difficulty in viewing top and bottom of objects located at the point of the stand in the activity, because light, when an object placed in front of eyes, when light coming from endpoints of object reach our eyes, only then we can see the object completely. Otherwise, we can see some part of the object, not complete object. So that is because the rays coming from the endpoints of an object when reach our eye, it appears in the eye, and when the rays coming from the top and bottom of an object do not reach the eye, the object will not appear. So we know that, we also must remember that the rays coming from the top and bottom of an object to an eye form an angle, and if the angle is less than 60 degrees, if the angle formed by the rays coming from an object to the eye form 60 degrees or less than 60 degrees, we are able to see the object completely with our eyes. This angle is called angle of vision. Angle of vision. So every object kept in front of our eyes makes an angle, and is available or is appeared to the eye only when the angle is less than or equal to 60 degrees. That is, angle of vision is less than or equal to 60 degrees, we can see the object. And even this angle of vision varies from person to person. As the age changes, angle of vision even changes. So, from these two activities, we have come to know that this distance of distinct vision varies from person to person, and angle of vision also changes from person to person. So, why? What are the reasons for changing these things from person to person? What are the important factors that are involved in these two conditions is a doubt that arises in our mind. To understand these 2 points, to make them clear to our mind, we must learn the structure of human eye and the functions of human eye. Only then we get the answers for these questions. Children, you once read the textbook thoroughly and understand the activities so that you get the knowledge upon these activities, and in case you get any doubt, once you consult your class teacher and get the things clarified. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.